fit now because I cut my hair.
Yeah.
We're all different. And just like that, we're live, man. Awesome. But you don't need to know that. You don't
I'm
need
good.
to think about being live. But yeah, all of my hats were set a certain way for 2.5 years. And now all my hair is gone. So none of my hats fit. And like, I still have a big fat head. So anyway, what you were telling me before we press go is about your tattoo.
Yep.
Tell me about the significance of it.
It is it's just a culmination of everything that's gone on in the past 18 years with my sons, my twin sons. We have a common bond with baseball, and just trying to teach them to be ready for manhood and make that transition. And it's something you and I have talked about. And in fact, it's Proverbs 27:17, which is as iron sharpens iron, man sharpens man. And that just resonated with me about with the boys as I get sharper as a man, because I'm continually trying to grow. Even though I'm 53 years old, I'm still trying to grow in my manhood. I want them to follow, and so I want them to be sharpened just like I'm sharpened. So
Let me say it again.
It's fresh. So,
Dude, is it sore?
Yeah, it's a little stingy right now.
Oh man, that is so cool.
But at the center is the cross. Our faith in God is what holds us together and what binds us as men. And even in friendships, as you and I have talked, and man should sharpen man, or person should sharpen person, and just make each other better and strive with love and caring and giving to make each other better. So yeah, that's what it does.
Dude, too cool. I like how some people will do like their family crest. I like how you made you made your new family crest.
Yeah, and
that's so sweet.
Actually, you hit it right on the head. Is that I have my family crest from Germany, and that's what it started out as. But as we got into it, and the boys looked at it, it's like, well, that really doesn't represent us now. And the name is the old German name, which is spelled differently, and things like that. So we just sort of molded this, and the boys and I worked on it and just developed it, and boom.
Where'd you get it done?
GG right downtown here in Johnstown.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is that like across from is it across the street from Crowworks and Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Exactly, right across the street. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, do you want a water? I meant to get you water. You want
good, dude. Yeah, I'll take a water.
I'll be right back. What's the artist's name?
It's Gary, but he goes by GG. Gotcha. But he also did. Since he was all done, I had him do this at the same time. So.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. What does it say?
Looking into the Eyes of Love, which is Holly and I's wedding song with our anniversary date, and she's got a matching one on the back shoulder blade. So
98.
Yeah, 98. Yeah, it's been a while.
Do you want to know how old I was?
Probably
you
not.
Don't want to know. You don't want to know. You'll walk out. You'll get mad at me.
So a couple of meaningful things done in the last 24 hours.
Cool, man. Yeah. And now you're not working out with me because you're
yeah, no.
Did you want to hear a funny story about a tattoo?
Yeah, go for
this one on my side. We were headed into playoff season my senior year. So it's actually very similar time, like a couple months earlier than this right now, however many years ago. And I had just turned 18, and I had my eyes on the tattoo that I had drawn years prior when I was like 15. So I'm like 18 now. It's my 18th birthday. So my mom was going to did pay for it. And I can't believe she let me do this, or my dad, but I went and got that tattoo. I left school. She let me leave school to go get this tattoo.
To get a tattoo.
Yeah, dude. But then I tried to pull a thing like, hey, can't practice. I can't throw bullpens tonight. And my coaches sat me that first playoff game. Rightfully so. They should have, because I chose a tattoo over like practice. Yeah. And so I think I was throwing a bullpen, and then like the game was either the next day or probably the day after that if we were throwing. But anyway, yeah. So I had to sit that first game, and I've learned a lesson. Like, you don't just get to do whatever you want, like especially when other people are relying on you. So anyway, that's my
Chase got his right here. And they're all matching, all the same size. Chase got his right here, and Cole got his on his quad.
Sweet.
Right in the middle. But yeah, Chase, poor guy, I tried to warn him. I was like, that's like the most sensitive area, buddy. and like 2 times, and he's like, "Nope, I'm doing it." And then, it was an eye-opening experience for him. But he did not shed one tear. He sweated profusely
on the quad, on the side. Yeah,
on
man,
the side. He sweated profusely, but he did not cry. And it was like halfway through, he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Try to tell you."
You're into it now. You got to finish it.
But he was just like, "Well, this is where I want it, and this means a lot to me, so
Cool.
I'm going to do it." You know, so.
The ribs hurt. The dude, that one. Show me one more time on the inside of the arm. So you were creeping into the end of love right there. That probably started to suck.
Yeah, it stung a little. But he started there, so it was all right.
This is in the armpit.
Yep.
And holy cow, man! Like talk about sweaty and whatever. So talk to me about baseball season. That's a good segue because like,
oh yeah,
the representation of the and you're rocking the gear. How is baseball going?
Oh, it's incredible. The boys are, and this ties into veneration. Actually, is that the boys are mentally fit, they're physically fit, and they're playing some of the best baseball that I've seen young men play. We don't have like 5-star athletes on our baseball team, but we have good athletes with good attitudes, and they're winning baseball games. So talent's one thing, but that mental and physical preparation and baseball IQ is 90% of it, and the 10% talent just kicks in because the body tells it to. But we're 9-5. We won a championship runner-up, and then we just had an incredible college showcase prospect weekend up at Bluffton University, and I think 6 or 7 of my guys are getting contacts from the coaches that were there. So that was one of our goals, one of our objectives at the beginning of the season was college coach exposure. And they got it, and they delivered, they executed, and they're getting the payback. The coaches are calling them, they're calling me, trying to get contact information and stats and video, and I'm just feeding it up there. So it really opened up some of the guys' eyes, and I'm just proud of them. They're an incredible group of 13 kids young men they're knocking it out of the park in their own way. So
no pun intended.
Yeah,
quite literally.
Yeah, no, the pun was intended.
It was intended. Well, is that where your Father's Day picture was from? Was it from the showcase this weekend? That was cool.
Yeah,
I think that's I think that was like the icon on today.
Yeah, and Cole and Chase, my sons are just. It's just nice to see them play baseball together, and they have their own talents in the baseball world that are separate from each other, but the way it all comes together and the way they support each other is pretty cool.
Sweet. And what positions are they playing primarily?
Cole's strictly in center field. He's the main guy in the center field. He does some relief pitching, but fortunately I haven't had to rely on him too much this year. And Chase is playing some excellent second base. I hate taking him out of second base, but I've been putting him at shortstop every once in a while too, just to round out and give some guys opportunities at different positions to showcase their skill sets. So I got like 4 first basemen and like 4 second basemen. So it's like you try to mix them around so that you get equality, and that the guys that want to play in college or even play as adults get the type of exposure and to that position,
getting reps and getting eyes on them.
Yeah,
for sure. Cool, man. So 9-5. We're pretty early in the season. You got a long season ahead, yes?
Yeah, we're right at the halfway point.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we head into this weekend at All-American tournaments up in Kenton, Field of Dreams tournament, and we're using that as a tune-up. And then we head into the meet. We got a Can of Corn prospect tournament in Newark. We're playing all of our games are at Valley.
Gotcha.
And then we head to the Buckeye Elite, which is the huge 70-team tournament here in the Columbus area, and then we're off to Myrtle Beach for Triple Crown Summer Nationals, which everybody's really looking forward to. So we're hoping that these tune-ups, we hit our stride about 2 weeks out. So.
Sweet. Those are some of the best memories growing up, is the tournaments out of town overnight with the team. I was actually looking through pictures the other day. My buddy Dalton will have these pictures too. We our first base coach's wife let us in his hotel room while he was like at the grocery store or something, and we filled his bathtub with goldfish. And, so he spent like 2 hours trying to get all the fish out and then figure out something to do with them. And I think that some of them might have ended up in the hotel pool, which is a lot of chlorine. So that didn't anyway, but that great memories there. And how cool.
Yeah, I just stumbled across the video, shamelessly, I guess, of a couple of my guys in their bathing suits in the hotel bathroom bathtub. And it's like, and they're sitting there, the shower's on them, they're sitting in the bathtub just chilling, chillaxing.
So
and
both of those stories involved a hotel room bathtub. It's just like, dude, I know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Funny
But baseball's going really good. And I couldn't, and even the Bluffton coach talked to me about one of my guys, and he goes, his last pitch, I pitched him 3 innings, about 50 pitches. And he says his last pitch was just as sharp as his first pitch.
Sweet.
And that has a lot to do with what we did over the winter here at Veneration about being able to pace yourself, being able to know what your body limits are, and being able to sustain and condition yourself to be just as strong in your last inning as you were in your first inning. And a lot of it has to do with the mental capacity to be able to hold reserve power so that you're consistent instead of starting out too hot and finishing. So a lot of stuff that we do in CrossFit carries over to baseball too.
Well, kudos to you as the leader of the team and as the coach for your consistency and setting the vision and the tone from the start. What you just said is what I heard you say on day one.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, you guys, what do? We condition, strength and condition first, and then we got into skills and drills.
Yep.
Afterwards. When I say you got into skills and drills, that's not what we do. But that was your message to the guys right from the start. Longevity, consistency, like that's awesome.
Yeah, and the power, really working on the core and the leg strength. I think last year with the pretty much the same group of guys, we had 0 home runs. I think this year we've got 6, and I've got one guy with 3 triples where he's just bouncing them off the wall, and that's all. And this guy was all singles and bunts last year, and this year he's knocking balls over the fence.
So this, like that I'm a data guy. I don't make decisions based on emotion or guess, or hope. Yeah. Only track data, make course corrections, or continue that path. That's an awesome stat.
It is an awesome stat.
Yeah. Holy cow!
And his speed and agility, he's 12 for 12 in stolen bases. I mean, if he gets on first base, I mean,
who is this?
This is my son, Cole.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
I'm not trying to use names because I don't want to bust him up. But this, and the thing is that for high school ball, they batted in the 2 slot because he had increased power and he could spray the ball to all fields. I really don't have a true leadoff hitter starting the season for summer ball. And Cole stepped up and said, I want to do it. And I was like, well, it's a different mentality. Your job is to get on base. And he goes, yep, I got it. This is a kid that struck out quite a bit last year because he's always, trying to do too much. Yeah. And he just came in with the right mindset, and he's getting on base, and he's stealing, and he's hitting home runs, and he's hitting triples. I think we've had 14 games. He's crossed the plate 19 times. I mean, within the first 3 or 4 pitches, he's standing on second, and I'm pretty much at liberty. I've given him the direction. I've given a couple guys the direction on the team is that you're good at timing up the pitcher. You got the speed, go at will. Just follow some of the cardinal baseball rules. Don't make the first or third out at third base, and just be smart. Know if you're trying to steal third base and you get a left-handed hitter up, it decreases your chance because the catcher has a clear line to third base. But they've all picked this stuff up, so it's good stuff.
You've got to be on cloud 9 as coach, as pops, like.
Yeah,
you're doing it, man. Like,
yeah, it's more from a coaching, and I got to plug Evan Harper, who didn't get a lot of opportunities during his high school season. He's a junior, he'll be a senior next year. Has just lit it up on the mound, and it's a nice surprise, and that's just because he put the work in. He's been mentally prepared. He's practicing good arm care. And he's throwing the rock pretty hard right now. And he opened up a lot of eyes this past weekend, and we're getting him some good college contact.
Good and deserving because he's got a great attitude.
Yeah, he's a good kid. Yeah, he's like throwing 60 to 75% strikes. He's 3-0. He had a .667 ERA going into his 3rd outing. Got roughed up a little bit, but survived and ground. I mean, just hit the grind and got it done and had the lead when I took him off the mound. So. His ERA ballooned up to a 2, But at that age, at 2 is still a very good
For sure,
ERA.
man.
But he's just been a nice surprise to have this year. So,
Exciting.
yeah.
Good for him
yeah,
and the team. Awesome.
I could go on all 13 guys. I could sit and tell you what I saw from day one on winter training to what I'm seeing now, and there's been significant improvement across the board. So
Great.
yeah.
Great, man. I want to shift and I have a question for you. The other day you posted and you said you referenced like Project Simplicity. So this is fair. So I hate us having a conversation on a podcast. You're fine. It's not performing. So like, but I am going to ask you though, so other people can hear it. Summarize this, like simplify the Boroff life quickly. And we might have talked about this on the first time on the podcast, but it's start there and then I want an update because it's very inspiring. It's inspired me. It's got to be inspiring others. So what is this? What are you after?
Longevity. Our marriage, Holly and I's marriage is spot on. I mean, we're in sync right now. And a lot of it has to do with the simplification. Really finding out what her core wants, values, and needs are, her language, finding out and talking, communicating with her what my true needs, wants, and what my love languages are, and work on those. The whole simplify was, I mean, I got 2 kids headed for college. That's going to complicate our lives. We're going to be empty nesters. So what do we want in the future? And just cut out the noise, really, and focus on my mind, my body, and the future. So, I was dibbling and dallying and tried to start a business. COVID happened, didn't work out. We had another business with our lake house and, renting that out through VRBO and things like that. But it created tension. It created stress. Oh no, we're going to be able to pay the bills on it this month. Have we rented out? How many days have we rented out? What's the tax implications and things like that? And what we discovered through all this is, you know what, really, we don't need all this noise. We're just fine in a simple kind of way, and I will leave out a lot of the political jargon of it too, but politics, it complicates people's lives, especially right now. It seems like there's a dividing factor. And what I found out over the past couple of years in selling the lake house, taking the hit, biting the bullet on the business, overcoming that, and just focusing on my job, me, our marriage, our kids, giving them some things that we didn't have, but yet trying to teach them to be responsible. I became more at peace, less stress, and the political noise really doesn't, I guess, affect me like it used to. So I just sort of give you an update and what the project's all about, but it's really just like down to the basics. Take care of myself, get up, work, do a good thing at my work, try to love other people and care for other people, do my job, be a good husband, take care of business in the evenings, and do the right things for the family instead of paying attention to too much noise. I get to focus essentially on the family and the people around me.
It's awesome, man.
It's
super
more
great.
awesome than I ever thought it would be, to tell you the truth.
Less is more, like, not to be a cliche, less is more. And then like, I actually just wrote a blog post on this, like related to like fitness specifically, but like the most common misconception is that more is better. So like more volume, more variance of movement, more hours in the gym, more. And not only is that like not necessarily true all the time, it's actually like the polar opposite. And it's like better is better, optimal is better. And so that's all I can think about when you're saying that, is how that does translate, because that's really the punchline too of like fitness and working out, is like, that's great that you're like looking better, performing better, but how does that translate outside these 4 walls? And that same message of less is more, like let's do less things better.
Yeah.
And that's really inspiring. And I really do, because I catch myself, you're a passionate dude and you have interests and stuff. And if you don't have a pulse on that, you can get out of control quickly and start saying yes to everything, instead of no to most things, and like yes to only the things that move that needle for you in the direction that you want to go. Back to vision, like cool, man. So what's you posted the other day? What is the most recent update? Did you take a recent action to further simplify, or is it just like a summary of?
No, the thing that sticks on my mind is I let go of the Buckeye Lake house, and
Gotcha.
there's a lot of even in the HOIA there was a lot of political stuff going on in the homeowners association. It was just noise I didn't hear. I had people calling me complaining. I had people calling me trying to form a group and hire a lawyer and fight back, and it was just like, nope, simplify, out of here.
Nice big deep breath.
And unfortunately, that it was with property values and things like that around here. It actually ended up being a pretty lucrative simplification. So,
that's the best way to simplify.
Like, less is more. I got rid of something and I got more back.
Sweet.
So yeah, but that'll go to good use. Like I said, I got 2 kids getting ready to go to college. So, hey, good timing, I guess.
Awesome.
So yeah, Holly and I've been so blessed the past few years on smart decisions that we made a long time ago that we were really scared about. But it's worked out for us. So we're really blessed in that way. So
great. And plenty not by your own works. That's fair.
Yeah.
But also not on accident. Like you don't accidentally, earn the things that you're earning through hard decisions and consistency and dedication. That's great, man. I'm very happy for you. It's so awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if you can talk me out of the boat yet. That's I guess that's my guilty pleasure.
That comes up every time we talk about simplification. They're like,
yeah, I don't know. It's
how often are you able to? Dude, how often are you able to get on the boat?
I can't.
Baseball
It's winterized and it's still sitting in the boat up at Buckeye Lake. And I just told Holly, I said, it's probably after the baseball season is over, it's probably not even worth it to put it on the lake. Just leave it winterized, because if I put it on the lake, then I'm going to have to get it winterized in October and November. It's like for 3 or 4 trips, so it just might sit in the boatyard this year. And
so is this a long-term play when the kids are in college? Is that why you're hanging on to it?
Yeah, I think so. But the biggest, I love the boat. I love boating. Holly loves boating. She doesn't love the boat. It is some upkeep, but I can tell you I like having a boat better than renting a boat. So for me, it's that way. But I'll probably end up selling it or trading it in on something that accommodates us, and because we still got Chloe, so she's got 5 or 6 years of friends and wanting to go out on the water and stuff like that. So
my old man has a boat, and it is a testament to the what is the phrase? The only thing better than having a boat is having a buddy who's got a boat.
That's right. Yeah.
Check. That is
boat, bring out another 1,000. That's what it always seems to be. So
he just got a new dock this year at Buckeye Lake. That is it is a new dock. Like somewhere back they made a bunch of new a new area, new docks, and it's so much better than last year. He was right on the water, like not in the no wake. So the boat would just get the crap beat out of it. So it's really good spot.
Yeah, I had a dock out by the yacht club, because remember it's at the yacht club, and it's right on the main lake. And I mean, I got so many dings in the front end of my boat from ramming the dock.
His was under a tree too, so every time you go out, the boat's full of crap. Like if it's not ants, it's leaves and stuff.
Whatever those birds are that just like, oh look, a boat, I'm gonna hit that thing. And I become like a bomb target for all the birds in the area. So
that's awesome.
Which is nasty, but it's funny, but it's not, because I don't know what's in bird poop, but I swear there's acid in it, because it just stains the canopy or the bimini, and
my daughter spits up like crazy, and it is ruining all my shirts. I don't know what is in her spit up, because it's quite simple. She only drinks one thing, but all of my shirts, even like when treated, I just ruined an entire wardrobe, which wasn't that extensive to begin with. So like I don't have any clothes. So whatever is in both of the the substances.
but it's worth it.
It is worth it. She's the best. She's the chunkiest little baby ever. She's just got rolls and rolls and rolls, which like are a mess and a lot to clean and end up smelling if you miss one of the rolls. But man, she's awesome, and Raya is a phenomenal brother.
Oh, that's good.
So
That's
good.
great to hear.
I talk about blessed, man. I could not be. I don't deserve this. Like I didn't do anything to earn what I've been blessed with. So
no kidding.
I'm very happy. Talk to me about you mentioned, and correct me if the word is wrong, but was it promotion at work?
Yeah. Who thunk it?
Me. Yeah. I thunk it because you've had your nose to the grindstone for, so it paid off. What's the update?
I really think it's a result of simplifying and reducing the noise in my mind so that I can focus on work and really, have clear line of sight of the group that I manage and where we want to take it over the next 1 to 5 years. And with that streamlined focus, it got noticed by leadership, and they rewarded me with a promotion. So it's one of those things where it just was right. I wasn't begging for it. They weren't, they really didn't advertise it or anything, but it was just, I felt right. I had a clear mind, doing some great things, getting great feedback from my employees about the direction that we were headed. And they just culminated into, my director promoted me to senior manager. So it's pretty cool.
Well deserved.
Yeah, it was, I've shared this with you. I've been at the C-level in other organizations, and it's a grind, and it is very stressful because, you're the point person for 100, 200 people, and their problems become your problems. And it was just something that I enjoyed, had great success at it, but it tears you down emotionally and even physically to a certain degree. Don't get good sleep and stuff like that at night. So we talk about the simplification process. When I went back into the IT field as an advisor, I enjoyed it. I'm single contributor. Mm-hmm. Nobody's lording over me, and I'm giving advice and promoting things and stuff like that. And they actually, once they found out that I had this leadership capability at this new company, they asked me to take my old role as manager of IAM, but with simplicity and, doing the things that I've been doing for almost 18 months now. Getting physically fit, getting my mind right, simplifying my life. It allowed me to really be focused on work as a priority, the correct priority, because we always talk about, faith, family, and then, the firm, or they're my 3 F's. Mm-hmm. So even though it's sitting third in line, it moved up the scale because my mind was clear and because my life was a little bit more
There's
simpler.
No noise between the 3 F's either, right? Or even if they are sitting firmly behind that third F, which is likely not the case if you're really cluttered, just having all of the additional baggage weighing the whole operation down, man, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, so simplified, clear line of sight, got recognized, and got a promotion, but it's still, we'll just take it day by day and continue to do the things I do.
Man, I know it's not ever comfortable, like bragging on yourself. People don't have the opportunity to do that, which is why I am poking you to make you do this, because you've earned this. And man, I want you to know, I told you this last time we talked on here too, if only one person, and even if that's not one person, if it's just me, I'm paying attention, someone's paying attention, you're inspiring someone else to do this. Because and when I say, let me pull back a little bit. When I say do this, I mean prioritize less things and do them well, unapologetically. I think that I can speak for myself, you get like this dark cloud of guilt if you're not doing everything that everyone else wants you to do. It's very, very hard, because I think that's a sign of an empathetic person, a caring person. You do, maybe a people pleaser. You're giving someone out there the confidence to say, this is what I need to fill my cup, so in turn I can fill others.
Right. Yeah.
So good on you, man. And thank you for sharing everything. Like you've not, like I said, not an accident. Like you've earned it.
Yeah.
So
I think one of the biggest things was that really helped push this simplicity piece was a few years ago. I worked at an organization, and they had this sort of slang thing, and they even gave you like a nameplate to put on your desk. And it's a simple "be here now." That's it. Be here now. And the meaning to me is that when you're in certain, like I'm with you here now, my focus isn't on Holly, who's out of town. It's not, it's here with you now, listening to what you say and focusing on that and being able to respond effectively to that. And that's sort of carried on through all, in fact, I think Kristen like was giving me a hard time. She goes, do you know, like, you're really intimidating and look mean when you're working out? And it's like, well, that's because I'm here now. And, I've got goals. I've shared goals with my coach LA. I'm working on my upper body right now and trying to keep the lower body conditioned so that I can run a half marathon later in the year, not bulk up down. But I'm here now. And this is my time to be physically and mentally fit. So I'm sorry my intimidating looks or my meanness comes out, but it's focus, and because I'm in the moment and trying to focus on exactly what I need to do to get better. So, and I think that's carried across to my faith. It's carried across with my family. And it's carried across in the gym and at the firm, is that I'm living in the moment.
How cool is that you have the confidence, the opportunity, the awareness maybe to communicate that vision, if you want to put a word to it. Like I guess that's something that stood out to me, and that is that it's really, really great and a great testament to the relationships that are being built with us and around us, is that you have the opportunity to share. That's what's going on. That's what you're seeing. And then like have a freaking army behind you doing that thing. That's great. It's so good. I just am grinning like a nerd because it's like, that's what this is all about.
It absolutely is. I love walking through the door of Veneration and people know my name and know what my focus is and know what I'm doing to get better that day. And if it inspires somebody, cool. If it doesn't, that's cool too. It's more about just being here now and focusing on the right things at the right time to get things done and live that type of life. So it's not perfect. And I'll be the first to tell you, there's times where I get lost on my iPad or get lost in a Facebook post or opinionated, but sometimes you learn from your failures too, or from your misses. So I try to spend less time opinionating and opining on Facebook or really even posting. I just, oh yeah, that's cool. I like that. Cool.
Dude, I just, I can't even come up with where this was from. It might've been through some of my, my study right now through Two Brain Business, the mentor training that I'm doing. Cause I want to give credit where it's due. It had to be in there, cause that's where I've been completely just like, dove in and the message was spend no time in the gray, like worrying. Do one of two things. Either be, I think it was out of there. Maybe not. It was either be doing something about it, be taking action and doing something about it, or be doing absolutely nothing about it and spending no brain space on it. And like if it's like a work challenge or a work project, and just like focusing on you and your family. Either be taking action and doing something about it, or absolutely nothing. So, and I mean, of course, they contribute to one another. When you're doing absolutely nothing about the challenge at hand, you're being present with yourself and with your family. So when it comes time to do something about it, you're fresh and focused, and vice versa. When you're executing on your problem and you're fulfilled, and at the end of the day, you say, good, here's where I'm picking up tomorrow. That allows you to go do nothing. So just not spending time in that gray space of worry, gossip, whatever. I just heard that. Dude, it might not have been out of Two Brain. I think it might have been on a different podcast. My lead mentor is probably listening to that. Like, yeah, that's nothing that we preach. So that is he's just making that up. That's funny, dude. Before we roll, and I go work out by myself without you. No, before we roll, is there anything else that we talked about a lot of stuff, but anything else that you want to share, dig in while we're here today? This is your moment.
Oh, put me on the spots. I just, I said something about this, and you challenged me on the Bright Spot Friday, so I put it out there. Is that I think the Brendan workout was extraordinary in the facet of the weather that day, me choosing to work out midday, not preparing my mind for that workout, um, and I failed it.
Real quick, go back. What is the workout? Talk about
That was the bear crawl
Yep.
workout, and with the burpees and all that stuff, and I made it through 3 rounds. But in that failure, I learned something about myself that I still, at this age, can push my body to an extreme limit, and that the failure really wasn't a failure. It was just setting a boundary for me to get better. Because literally my brain wanted to go, and I'm passionate, especially about the military, about our heroes, um, you know, about America, about our freedoms, and that was going through my mind, and I was trying to motivate myself, but my body just could not go anymore. I mean, I'm slipping in my own sweat. My forearms from the bear crawl were actually cramping up, and I just couldn't go anymore. Uh, but I learned something. And as I laid there for 10 minutes in a pool of, and I'm not exaggerating, in a pool of my own sweat, uh, I was just thinking about, wow, what have I done? What am I learning about myself? And I learned that I can do this. It doesn't hurt me. It makes me a better person. And failures sometimes prepare you for future successes. And I bounced back, and I think I've only failed 2 wads in 18 months, which I think is incredible. So when you think about that internally, it motivates me to want to even get better, because I hope you keep that on the workout list for next year, because I want to come back and be motivated to conquer it and prepare myself. So
Awesome.
I think all this is that instead of getting depressed about your failures, use your failures to motivate you for future successes. I think is what I'm really getting at.
That's fantastic. Sometimes I
Profound.
gosh, he's a genius. I didn't know I was in the presence of a genius. When you're in that moment, laying in that figurative, sometimes literal pool of sweat, reflecting on a shortcoming or a failure, right? It's kind of like a mantra that I've leaned on is that like this is only practice. Like this is only practice for tomorrow. So no, even if you're stepping on stage at a summit or at a conference to make the biggest speech of your life in front of the whole company and you bomb, that can feel like rock bottom. That can feel like the bottom of the well.
Yeah.
And the good news is the only place to go then is up. But the fact of the matter is that like that was just practice for the next one. And maybe that opportunity manifests itself in a different way. So like to use your example perfectly, like the workout the next day certainly wasn't that hero wad with the same bear crawls and the same broad jumps and burpees. But that was just practice up here for what happened next. And man, that's great, dude.
Yeah, it's I can't think of me doing something like that in any other place but here. I mean, if I take a look at the past, 25 years of in and out of gyms, in and out of personal trainers and things like that, nothing has ever been programmed to push me to that limit before. And if somebody did, I can honestly say I'd use some choice words and and probably walk out. But you know what? I showed up that day. I tried, knowing that I wasn't prepared, that I probably wasn't hydrated enough for something like this. And that's a testament to where I've come from in the past 18 months in this place. Mind, body, to even attempt something like that is incredible. And to fail and then want to do it again is even more incredible, because
Yes, sir.
it is. It's like most people are like, I failed and I'm done, get it out of here, I'm on to the next. But now I'm looking forward to when we do that again, because I want to beat it. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, dude, thank you. Thank you, A, for sharing that and everything else. And even more importantly, just like, thank you for your continued contribution to what is the culture here.
Yeah.
We are working to improve health span of our people. So not only just how long you live, but how long you live,
Yeah.
how long you're actually living functionally. And that doesn't, it is possible, but it's not likely in a community or in a culture that doesn't do what this does. And that is not that cannot be attributed to one person or even a couple people. It's to the collective, and you're part of that collective in your attitude, in your coachability, and your mindset and your leadership. I could go on and on and on.
Please don't. I'm
very uncomfortable. I'm
very uncomfortable.
When Courtney and I were on here on our anniversary, and I was saying a bunch of stuff, and I was like saying it out loud, and I'm like, I'm getting uncomfortable with this. Like, dude, I just about fell out of my chair. My point is, thanks, dude. Thanks thanks you for continuing to press yourself, make yourself uncomfortable, and leading from the front and pulling all of us with you. And thanks to everybody else who's doing that as well. So it makes it really, really easy to wake up in the morning and come be a part of this. So thanks, dude.
Happy to be here.
Well, hey, real quick before we roll, on that note, just quick, not even an announcement, just an offer to help. So as we close this down, anybody who's listening to this can submit questions or topics like specific to fitness, nutrition, your stress management, your sleep habits. That's what we do. And if you have a question, submit it to info@crossfitveneration.com. Myself and my team on the podcast will address that. But better yet, you can be invited onto the podcast and we can discuss that. And I can do my best to answer your questions live. And again, of course, my team as well. If you found any value in this conversation, and there was a lot of it thanks to Brad, certainly not me, please like this episode, subscribe to the channel so you get notified when we go live here. And then you can comment under the video. It helps share our message to other people that could get value from this. And then you can directly share it. You can take it, share it to somebody on Facebook, send it to them via email, and so forth. Finally, if you or a friend would like to begin your health and fitness journey with us, I would like to personally invite you in for a conversation. You can meet with myself. You can meet with my team. Go to crossfitveneration.com, or you can click the link that's in the show notes here, and you'll book your new member consultation. And that is your opportunity to have that conversation, share your struggles, share your aspirations, and we will help you. We'll make a prescription that we feel is best suited for you to accomplish that thing. That's what we do. This is a coaching practice. So, I'm looking forward to meeting you and helping you come up with an action plan to bring that goal to life. So, B-Rad, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. It's always great catching up.
Yeah, and do it. Get a hold of this guy. If you care about your life, if you care about the way you feel, and wanting to sleep better, wanting to eat better, wanting to work out better, get a hold of this guy. It'll set you up. It'll change your life. Swear. I swear.
Thank you. We're here to help. We are here to help. So, all right. I'm going to go sweat, and you're going to go put on Aquaphor or whatever you do.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right. Bye, everybody. Dude,